here we are, NAMM 2015. We are at the Novation and Focusrite booth, and we stopped over to look at the new Launchpad Pro that's being debuted here at NAMM, and we're going to let Fabius give us a quick demonstration of all its features and functions.
Definitely. Hey everybody. Hey Kevin. Good to meet you. So yes, this is the Launchpad Pro. For anyone familiar with the older Launchpads, immediately you'll notice there's many more colors. We have true RGB colors here, so we're using Ableton Live, and the pads mirror the color of our clips here. So very helpful for organization. But another thing you'll notice is that we have this extra panel of buttons over here, as well as on the bottom. And these allow you to jump into, the bottom buttons allow you to jump into specific mixer modes. There's no mixer mode up here up top, but you can instantly jump into your volume faders, your sends, your track mutes, and as well as your solo buttons. Now what's cool is you can see, if I hold it down, I go into that mode, I let go, I jump right back into the session view. If I just barely touch it, that mode stays up. So it's very easy for me to jump from mode to mode without losing track of what I'm doing, which is performing and launching clips. Right. What's really cool too is, for example, if I go into the volume mode, the Launchpad Pro is velocity sensitive, but it's not just velocity sensitive when it comes to playing your notes. It also works for your fader controls. So if I press my volume fader really hard, it'll jump immediately. If I touch it softly, it fades like that.
Oh, that's nice.
So you could gently touch like
program the rate of the fade?
Well, there's going to be 3 different velocity curves available.
Okay.
So right now we're just refining the curves to get them exact. But yeah, you will have the ability to change the velocity curves there. So this works for not only the volume, also for your sends and your pan pots. So again, as hard as you touch, you'll jump there immediately. You touch softly, you'll fade like that. A big feature, huge improvement, well not improvement, a huge new inclusion is the fact that you have external MIDI outs. So you can control external MIDI hardware without actually using a computer. It's kind of hard for me to show you, but
right.
You have these breakout cables that come, and you can control, like I said, any external MIDI hardware. So we have a mini Nova synth over here, and I can actually jump into, if I hold my setup button, I can leave my live mode, go into my external MIDI mode. I can choose up to 16 different MIDI channels. So if I have a device with a MIDI through, I can actually control multiple external MIDI devices as long as they're all set up on different channels straight from the Launchpad. Okay. So right now, I'm in a MIDI track, or an audio track that's armed. It's receiving audio from my Mini Nova. And I can control it directly from here really easily.
That's chromatic. Can you set different scales?
It's not a scale mode, it's a chromatic note mode. Okay. So right now, you start off, by default, the purple keys is C1, and you can offset what the root note is by moving this button here. So right now, my song's in the key of F sharp. I've offset my root note by 6 semitones. It's very easy to do. So if I go back into my live mode here, and we'll go into the session view, move over a bit, I have a drum rack track here, so I will arm this. I can hold my record arm button, and with the mute and the solo buttons, the stop clip and record arm buttons, it only highlights this bottom row here. So you can still launch clips. You have a 7x8 button matrix now. So I can arm tracks and still be able to launch clips at the same time. So I'm gonna arm this right here. I'm gonna go ahead and, let's see, I think I have a hi-hat clip there. Turn on my metronome. I'll go into my note mode. If you're using a drum rack, you can access every single sound from the drum rack in this note mode. So it's not just a 4x4 matrix for the drum rack. You can actually scroll up and down and access all the sounds available to you. So right now, I'm gonna start recording into a clip. As soon as I hit my record button, it'll start recording into a clip. So I got a clip going, turn off my metronome. I can quantize directly from here, hold my quantize button, or if I hold shift, we can do record quantization, okay? I already have that enabled. I'm gonna add a little hi-hat part. So we got that going. I'll go back to my session page, go to my sends. Let's see. I think I have some reverb going on here. Let's see. I guess not, okay. So now I'm gonna launch another drum part to go with that. Go to my volume page, turn these down a little bit. There we go. All right, so now I want to add something
that never happened in a club, you do know. They would never turn it down across the board.
Now we're gonna arm the Mini Nova track here. This is getting audio from my Mini Nova. So now I'm gonna jump over to my external MIDI page, and I'm gonna record this as audio. Even though I'm controlling an external MIDI synth, I can still MIDI map certain buttons to control parts of Ableton Live. So I'm controlling this, but I can scroll to different scenes. and I can start recording into a clip with this button that I MIDI map. So when I'm ready, I'll start doing that. 1, 2, 3. So that's recorded. Go back to my live mode. That's this track here. I'll go into my sends. I can control up to 8 sends at a time here. It's my A send, it's my B send. My A send has a delay on it. I'll slowly bring that in. Now I can go to my mutes. Touch it quickly, it stays up. So I can record, as many clips as I want. And the thing is, it's just really easy to fly around this, okay? One last thing I'll show you really quick. We have a dedicated device mode as well. And on this track here, all my audio is going through this track. So I'm gonna select this track so it's in focus. I go to my device mode. Any devices that are on here I can control now. I have a device called InstaJungle. It's a really fun device for making the audio repeat at a certain note duration. But I can control the pitch with this row here. So just a lot of fun. I mean, it adds so much more to your arsenal. Fade all that out.
Awesome. So now, the big question is the shipping.
Well, we're looking about maybe 6 months from now, so summertime. Yeah.
Okay. So not quite yet. And what is the price point we're looking at?
We're looking at $299 in the US and $229 in the UK.
Not bad, can't beat it. So anyway, here it is, Novation, the Launchpad Pro. Thank you, Davies.
No worries, thank you.